Okay, I did not expect this. I'm in a political rally in Singapore. So many people show up, even though it's rainstorm, lightning, and all that. People are waving hammers. The energy is off the charts. As a non-Singapore citizen who has lived in Singapore for 7-8 years, I thought I knew how Singapore elections are like. Turns out, I didn't. Let me take you inside one of the most interesting election events in Singapore history. Let's go! It's actually my first time attending any political rally in my life, not even in my own country, though I did vote every election, but I've never experienced any rally. So in my last video, after I mentioned I went to the MP meetup, but I was surprised that the parliament was dissolved overnight. Many of my audience suggest me go check out one of the Workers' Party rally, so there we are at a Workers' Party rally in Bordeaux Stadium, which is the northeast part of the country, and that's the democracy in Singapore style. I wanted to check out the rally, but the day turned out to be super rainy, thunderstorm, lightning. So by the time I arrived at Bordeaux Stadium, they closed the gate because seats were full and the fields were not allowed due to the bad weather warning. Today, coming to the Workers' Party rally in Bordeaux Stadium. Okay, there's a lot of people there. Look at so many people are waiting to go in because it's so full in the stadium and nobody can go in. They're just like lining up outside. Wait for the gate to open, so probably buy back. Anyway, the weather is pretty bad, so waiting for the lightning warning to be off until the next batch can go in. So, what can we do? Just standing outside to wait for the gate to open. I went with my friend who is a senior citizen in Singapore. Even for him, it's his first time joining a rally in his life. I guess there are many enthusiasts, also many who are not quite. Everyone is still waiting to go in. A lot of supporters for the Workers' Party. I feel like I was the only foreigner there, but it's so dark that you can't really see so clearly. People are starting to scream and they're getting impatient. After waiting for more than an hour, we are finally let in. The police come talk to everyone, very friendly, and ask us to be careful due to slip floors. Singapore police are really friendly, like concierge, while the US is authoritative, or you can say more scary in other words.
My fellow Workers' Party colleagues, thank you! Fellow Singaporeans, 10 years ago, 2 months for whatever reasons, the Changi area has now been ground out.
For my audience who don't know Singapore well, the main party in Singapore is PAP, People's Action Party. The Workers' Party is the biggest opposition party who got lots of supporters. And Bordeaux Stadium is their heartland turf. I heard that Workers' Party is getting lots of support in the East Coast side and trying to get those seats. Many people go into the field and getting hyped.
I have always been a problem solver, having worked with governments across Asia. If elected, the Workers' Party is confident that with our experience in our town council management, there will be a smooth transfer at East Town Council. That means Town Council. 90% of parliament to be held by the government to have effective governance.
Some fun facts: you are not allowed to do any campaign on the election day, and there's also a cooling off day on May 2nd. And rallies are highly organized and regulated. You even have to apply for a police permit to hold one. Yet, look at this turnout. Singapore election system is a parliamentary representative democracy, but it's quite unique in its structure. So number one, parliament system, Singapore elect member of parliament to form the parliament. So the leader of the winning party will become the prime minister. Second, elections are for MPs, not for PM. Voters don't vote directly for the prime minister. They vote for the candidates or the team of candidates to represent their constituency in the parliament. Number three, the type of constituency, there are two. One is single member, like voters choose one MP. Second is group representation. Voters choose a team of 3 or 5. At least one of them must be from a minority. So that system is to ensure minority representation in the parliament. So from the rally crowd, I can see there are quite a lot of older generations. I asked my Singaporean friend about the demographics of who support the Workers' Party. I learned that they tend to have more older generation supporters, and the younger generation is trying to decide who they want to vote for. It's wild to see how many people are so engaged, but I think the speeches can be better. They talk a lot about cost of living, housing, public transportation, but to be honest, I only heard that they said they would promise to make all this better, but didn't really say how to make this better. And I have to say that hearing the opposition voices so boldly speak out in a country that is often labeled as strict was kind of unexpected to me. People around me are nodding, clapping, some are really enthusiastic. There are some huge differences between Singapore and US election. In Singapore, the elections are really short. Campaigning only lasts slightly over a week. The rallies are where all the actions happen. There's no like 18-month marathon campaigns like the US. Here in Singapore, it's fast, efficient, and very focused. I personally think it's a good thing because you're not burning money like the US election. And the voting in Singapore is mandatory, so everyone, as long as you are a Singapore citizen, you have to go to vote on May 3rd. Everybody have to show up to vote, and they would give you an extra day off if it falls on a Saturday or Sunday. But in the US, it's actually just encouraged but not mandatory. So I have statistics here. In the US, there are 62.5% people voted recently, but for people like me who live in overseas, the estimation is that only 3.4% voting rate for overseas citizens. And people in the rallies were very respectful. No screaming matches, no protest signs in anyone's face. You definitely get in all of that in the US rally. Here, it just felt like a massive neighbor gathering with some political purpose. But in the US, where the political rallies can feel very aggressive, divided, and even dangerous sometimes, I personally are not really like supporter of any party. I really went there out of curiosity, but I also left with surprises. The Singapore political scene may be smaller, but it's still alive. And as a foreigner, it's so interesting to me to see how unique democracy looks in different places. And you don't need to be chaos for passion. You don't need division to care for your country or care for your people. You just need people to believe in something. And that's the democracy in Singapore style. And yeah, tell me in the comments below, what do you feel about the election in your country? And who do you vote for? And would you attend a political party in a foreign country? Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, do subscribe and give a thumb up, and happy election day. Ciao!